I will tell you that it is possible to bring your faith life to work. And now a lot of people are chicken to show their true selves to the world. But friends, it's all in the way that you do it. As you know from what your grandma said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So in my real estate office, we have 4 phrases up here as part of our office mantra where it says, wake up, work hard, have fun, be kind, repeat. And all 4 of those are scriptural. So I don't normally do my devotion stuff over here, but it's totally related to real estate. And even if you're not a believer, you can run your business with these 4 things. And so here we go. To talk about waking up, let's look at Isaiah chapter 52, verse 1, where it says, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem. See, now y'all thought Leigh Brown was a curmudgeon for saying put on professional clothes, but it says to right in the scriptures. But think about that strength that you need in real estate. You're dealing with the general public in the most stressful thing they can possibly be doing, which is buying and selling houses, because it's huge financially. It's also gigantic emotionally. And so we need our strength to help people make good decisions. You also need strength to deal with your fellow agents who may or may not have the same emotional gravity that you do, and who may or may not have had the great training, because one of the marks of a strong professional realtor is guiding the other side when they get lost so that everybody can have a good, strong, positive outcome. That's what we do. So now let's look at that second one, because once you woke up and now you're thinking, let's go, let's deal with the public, we got to work hard. Let's go to the Apostle John and chapter 4, verse 37, where it says, herein is that saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. You want to talk about a truth of real estate, y'all. I mean, the work that we do every single day, working through contract paperwork, offers to purchase, helping somebody get their house ready for the market, and then all of the pitfalls that could happen with appraisals and surveys and just all the general emotional unrest, and we're not even talking about the finance inside. The work that happens on our end is not even so we can reap the rewards 20 years from now, it's so our clients can. There is an amazing truth here that we are pouring into somebody else's American dream. And you want to talk about what makes realtors great? It's when you realize that the best realtors are serving somebody else. And they do get compensated for that at the end sometimes, and sometimes they don't. But what you will find is that at the closing table, the gratitude is huge because we sowed so that somebody else could reap. So let's look at having fun, because what's work if you're having a boring time all the time? And we know that one reason people do get into real estate is so they can control their own destiny, even when the markets are crazy. So let's look at the Proverbs chapter 15, verse 13, where it says, a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. Now, I will tell you that I've been accused of being overly cheerful and smiley in the past. I will take that as a fuss, because what's life if you're walking around miserable and grumpy all the time? I know some people who just seem upset all the time and they seem sorrowful, and I can't fix that for them. That's between them and somebody else and the Lord. I know that my job is to be as cheerful as I can possibly be so that maybe somebody else can get lifted up. And that's hard on some days. I'm not cheerful every day, but I will tell you that if you smile and fake your way through it, suddenly you'll find yourself in a good mood. You all know this. You've done it in the past. I learned at waiting tables a long time ago when I was paying for college by slinging ribs, frankly, at the Neon Pig Castle in Durham. And what we knew is that on the show floor, you had to have show face. You were smiling, you were ready to go, taking care of people. And if somebody was up under your skin, you waited until you got back behind the doors in the kitchen to let your grumpiness out. But if you don't have your game face on, it's really hard for somebody else to buy in. Now, your spirit can be broken, and the scriptures know this because we all go through these moments in life. As I'm recording this, of course, I'm in my office doing paperwork, which is why you see me in a t-shirt with no pearls on it. I know for some of y'all that's crazy. But I am also writing some sympathy cards because in the past 7 days, 3 of my dearly beloved colleagues have lost people close to them, and my heart hurts for them. I really I feel it when somebody's going through that. I can't even imagine their heartbreak. So part of my job is to take care of their sorrowful spirit so that they can get back to a cheerful countenance. And that's part of what our job is in this office, is that we have fun by being cheerful. And sometimes our cheerfulness is only there to lift somebody else up. Now, let's talk about that 4th one, be kind. It's hard. It's very hard in real estate to be kind all the time because You see things and you hear things nobody else hears. So let's go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 32. Now remember, this is to the church in Ephesus, so you know they might have lived like we live here, where it says, be ye kind to one another, emphasis mine, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. Now let's just ask ourselves, what have we done? What in the world do you need to confess for? I know that I talk a lot, and sometimes the words that come out of my mouth are a little too salty. I am working on that every day, and when I screw up, because it happens, the first place I go is to the Lord and say, come on, God, help me get stronger. Give me that armor so that I can be a better role model, so I can do better. And I know that He forgives me. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle and mystery of grace that God forgives everything I've ever done wrong and everything you've ever done wrong. And because of that great mystery, because if you've been forgiven of everything, you can't really hold a grudge against other people. And so people do hurt my feelings, but I have learned to let it go because it's not worth it. I don't want to let their name come out of my mouth in an ugly way because I can't take it back. And so the me of 20 years ago might have spiced off a lot more than the me of today does, because I've learned. And also being a mama of teenagers, I've learned. And so part of what we have to know is that we're forgiven through all of that learning. And frankly, life's all about that. So then what do we have to do? Repeat, y'all. Every day you got to get up and start over. And you may as well start over in a better way, in a different way. So wake up differently. Work a little bit harder than you did the day before because somebody's dependent on you. Have some fun. Make somebody else get lifted up by being around you. And then be kind, showing that forgiveness that you've been given unconditionally. And then we'll all repeat together.